Welcome. Jenn here, coach to highly sensitive souls, and getting a bit here. Sensitive souls who struggle with the emotional fatigue and overwhelm that can come with being highly sensitive. Okay, so I'm coming to you a little bit earlier. I normally come here at 7, but today we're coming out a little bit earlier for our video. Today I want to talk about vibrational energy, how we work at raising our energy, and and how that affects our energy system. Okay, so this week I've been talking a lot about energy. Yesterday I talked about energy blockages. And so today I want to talk about vibrational energy and how that affects our energy system. Hello, welcome. So glad to see you here. Thank you for joining. Please say hello if you're watching the replay. If you're watching the replay, type in replay in the comments just so that I know who's watching and I can say hello and thank you. Okay, so vibrational energy. So I've talked about our energy system and how we have energy bodies, and for those of you who aren't aware, we have our energy system. So we have our chakras, which is they go along the midline of our body. They are the centers that basically intake energy that from when we're interacting with the world, things and people. In the centers, they are meant to process and then move energy on throughout the rest of our body if need be, for nourishment and for healing. And there are channels that direct through our body as well. Now those channels can get blocked and impeded. And that was what yesterday's video was about, all about energy blockages. So definitely go check that out if you're wondering about energy blockages. Our vibrational system is always seeking to be raised and to move on and up. And so that can look like situations coming into our life and that help us to heal old things, old blockages, wounds. It can also look like what we traditionally talk about as self-care, self-love, and things like that. So I was introduced by this by my teacher, and I wholeheartedly agree in that there's kind of two parts to self-care, okay? There's almost the light and the dark. And what I mean by that is we bring in the parts that will help raise our vibrational level, which will help to bring through what people would call shadows or wounds, energy blockages, which are essentially energy blockages. And then, there are the things that we do to help give space to the shadows, the wounds, the energy blockages, to help unravel those. Okay, so there's those two parts. And a lot of what we see in social media and what's talked about a lot now is the light side, not so much, although shadow work is becoming more commonly talked about. So anything that raises our vibrational level, because everything has a vibration, right? Anything from a chair to a house, from us to pets to carrots to carrot cake, right? All of these things have vibrational levels, and it's a spectrum. And so the things that will raise our vibration, things with higher vibration, are things that we would consider, I guess, healthier. I don't tend to like to put a spectrum on things as much when it comes to like unhealthy and healthy, because there can be an obsession to change, fix, push ourselves into this perfectionist model, right? We're not doing enough, we're not being enough. But pushing that aside, the things that raise our vibration are the things that we would view as healthier, like carrot cake versus carrot. A carrot would have a higher vibrational level. If we eat a burger versus if we eat maybe a veggie burger, the veggie burger would have the higher vibrational level. This can be even what we listen to, right? Certain things will have a higher vibrational level, things that lift us up versus the things that might feel really heavy. Anything that we listen to or experience can help increase our vibrational level. So if we're listening to, motivating and inspirational podcasts and books, inspirational audio, so anything we're listening to or watching, so anything on TV, any music, anything like that can, have an impact on our energy level. Physical activity also will raise our vibration. So if we're working out, if we're being active, we're getting outside, especially nature, just being in nature, being in a forest, being in the grass, versus concrete will raise our vibration. If we go on retreats, meditation, yoga retreats, anything where we're seeking to sit and give space to ourselves is also going to raise our vibration. Higher vibrational foods, right? So when we're eating more nourishing, natural, whole foods versus processed foods will raise our vibration. So I think physical, food, audio, like what we're taking in, books and any type of education will all help to raise our vibration. So, as we start, as an example, if we start some sort of a cleanse, if we start trying to say cut out sugar, try to add in more fruits or veggies into our life, having more water, those type of things are going to raise our vibration, right? And as we raise our vibration, it's going to, in order for the body and the energy body to maintain that vibration, it means that some old energies in the form of shadows, wounds, and energy blockages will be shook loose. And that means that we may experience some old, emotions. This can be seen, like for a lot of people, is when they, let's say they go on a cleanse and partway through the week they start feeling really uncomfortable, they start to have all sorts of emotions come through. That's when they may be feeling really drawn to certain comfort foods that maybe not be nourishing to their body, so like something really unhealthy but is comforting to them emotionally, because they're used to going to that food for comfort. And the reason they use that food as comfort, but that the heavier food that they're likely being pulled towards is also what usually pushes the energies down, right? So if we're feeling uncomfortable, if we have an energy blockage that's trying to come through, energy blockage, shadow, I'm trying to use all the wordage here, but if any of that is trying to come through, we are often conditioned, many of us, when we're feeling uncomfortable, to reach for comfort foods. And what we'll notice is that usually those tend to be heavier. So for me, it's like fatty foods, chocolate, ice cream, that kind of things, which are very heavy vibrationally, and they kind of push it back down. So we call them comfort foods, but really what we're doing is, yes, I suppose we're seeking comfort but what we're doing is actually pushing away the discomfort, right? We're pushing away what we're experiencing. And there's nothing wrong with that, but it is something to be aware of. So, as I was saying, a lot of people will notice if they're in a cleanse, that they will start feeling uncomfortable and they'll have all these emotions come through. They might feel different aches and discomfort in the body. And as I've mentioned earlier in this week, in order for us to heal, we have to feel, right? So in order to let loose these, to purge these old blocked emotions or blocked energies, these old shadows, wounds, in order to heal them, we have to experience them at least partially again. And so we're feeling it again, and that can be uncomfortable. So when we raise our vibration, these old blockages will be shook loose, right, in order to maintain that higher vibration. So it's good to note, because when we start feeling called to different types of self-care, when we start being called to changing our lifestyle in a way that feels more nourishing and loving, it is going to shake loose old energies. And that will be uncomfortable. It's going to shake loose those shadows. And then that's when we go into the second part of the self-care, right? That's where we go into the second part, which is sitting with those shadows, okay? And sitting with the discomfort. And different ways you can do that, it's any sort of processing through that kind of stuff. So, some people seek out therapy, can be a really good way to do that. I use meditation, the soul coaching that I offer, I do that on myself on a daily basis. So that is another option. You can do that kind of works, meditation, journaling, anything that's going to allow you to be introspective, get into your body and really sit and give space to what you're experiencing. That's kind of that second part. We have to explore and give space to the shadows and old energies so that they can process and move on. So it's just important why I think this is important is because whenever people, a lot of times, and I've experienced this so many times, we kind of go like this on our journey, but really we are going up, but there's like a right? Because we raise our vibration, and then that can be really uncomfortable. And so while we will hold on to some of those probably habits, we may also experience a dip where we go back to some of our older habits. And then we incorporate more, and then we go back down, then we go back up, and then we go back down. And that's this process of raising our vibration, shaking loose those shadows. We might still go back a little bit, and then we go back up, and then we go back down. And some things, like when you do retreats, so like if you go away for a weekend or a week and you're being fed like vegan or raw or plant-based diet, you're in nature, like this is one I went on. It was a weekend, I think it was 2 years ago. It was a weekend retreat. It was a silent retreat with meditation. We did yoga. It was all like mostly raw, plant-based foods, and in nature. And so all of those things combined, right, are really like raising the vibration. And I had a lot of discomfort. Like the one day we were sitting in meditation, and it was, every time I sat, it was uncomfortable. And I just kept telling myself, the only thing I need to do is sit with this discomfort, even if I'm kind of like, my only goal is to give space to this discomfort, right? And so it was uncomfortable. And I think that day was the longer day, or was it the second day? But either way, we had like 3 meditation sittings, and the first 2 were really uncomfortable. And then I hit that third one, and I just had all of these revelations and things come to me, and then a clearing afterwards. And so with these these longer retreats, it may give us like a huge jump start, right? But often what will happen is we'll still have a little bit more where we were, but we'll come back down once we return back to our day-to-day life. And that's very normal. But yeah, so that's kind of what I wanted to talk about, the process of how we raise our vibrational level, what's normal, and how that's going to bring things up for us. You know, when we change our diet, when we change our lifestyle, we're trying to work out, and maybe we're trying to incorporate different mindset things in, maybe we're trying to do some inner work, listen to different audios, and then we notice, you know, okay, we hit this dark patch. And that's completely normal. That's just part of the raising, and then back up, and then back up. And yeah, so there's the two parts of that self-care, the raising of the vibration through the lighter light and love self-care, and then the shadow energy blockage work. So there's those two parts. So yeah, so I hope that was helpful. If anyone has any questions, comments, as always, I'd love to hear them. If you think anyone would find this interesting or beneficial, please share. And if you're interested or think that soul coaching sounds like something you might want to experience, send me a private message and we can discuss about it anytime. I love talking about all of this stuff. And I think that's all, my friends. I hope you enjoy the rest of your evening. You're very, very welcome. Thank you for joining me. Thank you so much. Yeah, enjoy the rest of your Sunday. Love and blessings to all of you.